When most fans think of the Big Sky Conference, they think of prolific offenses, high-flying receivers, and great quarterbacks.
Wide receiver blocking, making Reggie Eccleston proud. Play action, deep drop, Cookus winds up and throws a home run ball, and it's caught at the 20, and then getting into the end zone from the 10 to 5, a score.
Down in 5. West. The cut. First down and more. Cooper West is gone. Touchdown.
But what if I told you in the 2015 season, it's two teams that are built around defense that are having a lot of success in the Big Sky Conference? Tomorrow, Southern Utah and Portland State face off in a battle that's got a lot to do with how the Big Sky Conference football race will turn out. Let's start in Cedar City to hear how the Thunderbirds are making defense a successful part of winning this season. Since he arrived in Cedar City, Southern Utah coach Ed Lamb has tried to build a defensive culture in a university town populated by blue-collar workers in a state filled with FCS defensive talent. Lamb strives to make the Thunderbirds a defense-first team.
A critical piece of the way we set up the whole program is for the defense to have a consistency in terms of what we do and how we do it. And then offensively, we try to take the players that we have from year to year, and we try to make the best adjustments that we can to help them be successful.
Lamb wants an aggressive defense that forces opponents to make mistakes, and he's gotten his wish so far in 2015. The Thunderbirds lead the nation in turnover margin, and the schematic mastermind behind it is defensive coordinator Demario Warren. Warren, who's been with Lamb in Cedar City for almost a decade, said several factors contribute to Southern Utah's ability to force so many turnovers.
It's players making plays because we're very simple on defense. We want to make sure those guys know what their assignment is and be able to play fast. We try to protect them with a couple of protected defenses, but most of all, we just let those guys man up and play defense.
Of course, having three NFL draft-rated players on one defense never hurts at the FCS level, and that's what the Thunderbirds have in LaShawn Sims, Miles Killebrew, and James Cowser. All three at each level of the defense make a difference, but it's Cowser, the preseason Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year, who makes the ultimate difference defensively for Southern Utah. James Cowser has been a big man on campus since he first suited up for the Thunderbirds. The Big Sky's preseason Defensive of the Year is funny and likable, but also completely dedicated to football. While he's intense about the game, Cowser said it's Southern Utah's commitment to assignment football that's lifted them to their current status.
I think the coaches really harp on it, and then it matters to us.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of goes back to the point I was making a little bit earlier, is that when you trust the Sam, Mike, whoever the backer to make their play, I'm willing to sit in my gap. I don't need to jump gaps to make the tackle because I know he'll be right there to fill it in for me. So it's a mixture of trust and then good coaching.
Southern Utah's overachieved to this point, as not many expected the Thunderbirds to be in FCS playoff contention this late in the season. But no one expected the type of turnaround that Coach Bruce Barnum has brought to Portland State. The Vikings were selected near the bottom of the conference in the preseason polls. However, they're near the top thanks to a great defense, which has one of the league's best secondaries. Bruce Barnum has spent most of his career in coaching as an offensive mind. Before taking over Portland State's coaching position, he was the team's offensive coordinator. But Portland State's hashtag Barney Ball is built around tough, blue-collar physical football, which fits perfectly with the defensive state of mind.
When I got the gig, we didn't even recruit offensively. We took a couple. We weren't going to take Alex Caressa. He's our quarterback now. That was kind of a late deal. We sat down, we looked at our defense, we saw where the holes were, and I'm talking even backups. Yeah. I wanted enough, barring injuries, anything, that we could have a strong defense in this conference.
Like Southern Utah, Portland State is solidly built in all three levels of the defense. But it's the team's secondary that has caused the most problems this season for pass-happy opponents, whether it be the Pac-12's Washington State or conference foes like Montana State and Montana. Portland State is one of the league's top passing defenses, and several players have had a lot to say about that.
Confidence, Oaks, staff and players and team. When Peanut is back there, no matter what the situation, it's kind of a catch-all. They have the same thing as Southern Utah. Look at their state, 28. You got killed. The group you have back there, Peanut is our last line of defense, number one, and he's got the speed, he's got the size, he's got the hips, and he's got the savvy, like you said. He's a good one. And for the people passing through, he's one you'll see playing on Sunday also.
What started as a young, unknown unit has quickly morphed into one of the nation's top defenses, with continual improvement being a strong theme.
Improvements is always going to be there. It's always somewhere. It's always room for improvements. You have to be able to improve. That's how you grow. So every time we come out to practice, there's something that we didn't do last week that we could fix this week and make sure everything goes smooth.
As far as matching up with Southern Utah, Coach Barnum said the Thunderbirds do everything exceptionally well.
And that aggressive, get after it, that's the first thing I saw. And that's something we're going to have to counter somehow.
Yeah.
Because to beat a defense like that, your offense better be geared up, because it's going to be a war of the trenches and of the, their front seven versus our 5 offensive line.
Yeah. Both Portland State and Southern Utah need strong defensive performances once again tomorrow if they plan on escaping with a victory and heading into the last week of the season with a chance to win a Big Sky championship. It's defense that wins championships, and we'll have to see how that storyline continues in the Big Sky Conference. In Portland, I'm John Oglesby.